We're live now.
We're live now, bro. Yeah. You all should watch the trailer for it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Just switch profile here.
You got my notes.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing.
Just sit there and look pretty.
That's what I'm here for.
Shouldn't be that hard. Hey!
Ooh. The purple ones are good.
Le Tropique. Ooh.
I've never had that before. What are
The
these?
tropical bag. Mixed in with a regular bag, mixed in with worms. Only the best.
Dude, that was fucking
For my people.
Damn, I should have bought the mini M&Ms. Damn. I
So
gotta
for
say,
Sunday.
that was probably one. That would. If you're listening, you want to sponsor us.
All right.
Cardboard gummy. These ones are fucking delicious.
Right?
I think I'm ready. Live! Oh, wait, you weren't ready? Oh, you were ready. Okay, now let's try it again. Live from the landing strip in Houston, Texas is the 437th edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
This is Scott.
This is Arnold.
Yeah!
Hello.
That's Scott. That's Chris.
Guns up!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Scissor me.
Sloppy seconds.
Ah!
Wash your hand. If you're watching this live,
With the holy water.
That's great. You can log into your YouTube account. That way you can live chat with us in the live chat. So you can feel free to ask us questions, fact check us, talk shit, just say hi, whatever. I'll try to involve you as best as I can in the show. If you're not watching this live, that's okay. You can still interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/HWR, or just drop a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications and all that good stuff. Chris, what are we doing today?
we're reviewing last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What happened last weekend?
The Royal Rumble,
What did that?
the official start to WrestleMania season.
Start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Friday. Did you watch SmackDown on Friday? Or Friday's episode of SmackDown before the Rumble?
No, I don't think I did. Did you?
I had it on TV. I had it on. I wasn't really paying attention.
Probably the only highlights that I remember is the Bailey promo making me care about Bailey again. Kind of made it obvious he was going to win that. Trick
I said the same thing.
Williams
myself.
is fucking over. He had a segment where he saved Carmelo.
They're gonna be on this Friday.
Oh, both of them?
Trick, Braun, and Carmelo
Nice. More reason to watch it on Friday.
pushing that pay-per-view.
Last minute buys. I don't blame them. Saturday, the Royal Rumble. What was your highlight? And we'll branch off from there.
Jordan Grace coming in the Women's Rumble.
So let's start with the Women's Rumble. Any fucks to give with Naomi at number 1? Or number 2?
I had somewhere between a half and 3/4 fucks. Really, really cool seeing Naomi back. Yay, Naomi's back. Cool. She's number 2. She ain't winning.
Yeah.
You know, as long as she has a good showing, I'm okay with it. You know, so I can't say it was a complete mark out moment or anything like that. It was nice, but you know, that was it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Something about a lot of the songs, and I've seen a lot of people complain about it online, is like they all sound the same, and so like every time the one stopped and then the music came on, I'm always like, who's this?
Yeah.
You know, and I haven't heard that Light It Up song or Glow It Up or whatever the song is. And so
Amazing.
at first I was like, this could be anybody coming out, and then it was like saw the lights and I was like, oh, all right, cool.
Mhm.
That was it. Yeah. I was like, she's cool. I like her.
I can't really understand why WWE would let a person like Naomi go.
They didn't let her go. She left.
Or she left. Or make more of an effort to keep her. Regardless of who she's dating or married to, she's one of the few women's wrestlers that has, I think she's short of the complete package. Does she have like a catchphrase? Like glow on or something?
Let it glow.
Feel the glow.
Feel the glow. She's got a presentation. She's got a look. She's gorgeous. She's athletic in the ring. Have we known her to do any like severe botches to anyone in the ring to give her a reputation that she shouldn't be, that you got to be careful with her? Like, why would you let a girl like Naomi go?
Oh,
I mean, her I haven't seen her stuff outside of WWE, and we talked about this the other day. But I was like, but I never thought she was like the greatest wrestler. And so I don't think I think she's always in that tier below what, like
best of the rest, I
guess.
guess.
Yeah, like she's around and like she can have good matches, but like I don't know, something about her just kind of like there's something that's missing. But
Jordynne Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a surprise?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Mm-mm.
How do you think she did?
I think she did really, really well.
There's not a blue one.
That's purple.
Purple. Yeah,
there's a blue one.
I'm a bit off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There's a blue one there too.
Oh no,
2 blues and a purple.
all right. Yeah, Jordynne Grace did really, really well. I think Pat McAfee really did her a good service, saying, "Wow, TNA has a weapon."
This is TNA. Yeah,
He had no idea who she was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had no idea who that person was, but when she came out, she impressed the shit out of me.
He did a really good call for her.
and that's kind of that. There's a lot of moments in that Rumble broadcast where McAfee like was missing a step, but that was one of the few moments where McAfee embodied the casual wrestling fan that didn't know who the fuck that was, and Corey Graves filling in like, this is the girl that beat Naomi for the belt that she's wearing right now.
Right.
That they WWE universe, there's other universes in the galaxy that exist, and the fact that someone there knew enough of that to share with the casual audience.
It's cool that she came out like that really. Oh, she's a champion. That means that she's somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the showdown that she had with
Naomi.
Well, her too,
yeah.
But the other little muscle mommy, the little bit muscle mommy one.
Ivy Nile?
Oh, yeah.
Ivy Nile.
Yeah, that was cool.
Right now.
Yeah.
Ivy Nile.
Yeah, that was. I think she had a lot of moments where she seemed more than just competent. She seemed like she could be legitimate competition. Like she is a champion somewhere else,
I think the word that I was looking for was she looked like she belonged.
All right.
Like if she was on the roster right now, you could buy her in like at least half a dozen feuds with some of the women that she was either in the ring with or women that after she got eliminated, you could be like, oh man, maybe Bianca versus Jordan would be fucking fire.
You could see her going against anybody.
Making both of them look
like, yeah, because I've seen some of her matches in TNA and stuff like that. And she's solid.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah. So between Jordynne Grace and Nia, Becky, Jade, do you remember anything that happened in the middle?
Well, no.
Oh,
the reason
that's my
Chelsea
memory.
Green.
Chelsea.
Not getting
Chelsea,
eliminated.
Chelsea kept dying over and over. Yeah, she kept getting killed, but she kept getting.
Piper Niven, came out. She looked good too.
Yeah,
she got
Piper
that
did
Awesome
look
Kong
good.
outfit now.
Arnold.
That's what that was, a tribute to Awesome Kong?
It looks like it. I'm guessing it's some.
That's cool.
Some British, like she's Scottish, so some just like, but she looked like Awesome Kong.
Arnold in the live chat says, "Big meaty women slapping meat."
Yep.
Yeah, there was.
Give me more.
Yeah.
Give me more.
I asked because in the moment watching it, I was like, man, I feel like there's a lot more stories in the men's Royal Rumble that made that hour and 10 minutes go a bit smoother than the women. But you disagreed. Arnold disagreed. Hector maybe was in the middle. And then I started reading online on Facebook and on message boards, and a lot of people shared y'all's sentiment that the women's was better. Maybe it was the crowd. maybe the music was so loud you couldn't hear them, or maybe the new house band Death Rebel, they have a bunch of shit music that I didn't recognize a lot of the themes for you to be like, oh, it's such and such. Like,
I think it's for me. It's hard to because I don't watch. I'm not invested in all those girls. I'm invested in a certain amount of the girls.
same.
And I knew who was going to win the Rumble, the men's one. And I had as soon as I saw that promo from Bayley on SmackDown, I was like, oh, she's going to win it. And I told y'all, I was like, she's the one in the group that hasn't won it, right? Charlotte's won it.
Mm-hmm.
Becky's won it. Who's a Bayley? Sasha? Did Sasha win one?
No, but she wasn't there.
Yeah, for the longest. But yeah. But so I don't know. Just there's some women on there. I'm just like, they're never going to win. And not normally that happens in the men, but I think they did a better job with the men. It's just the fact that they can
they have more recognizable people.
There's a lot of potentials for matches that are going to come out of it.
Mm-hmm. Arnold does say something in the live chat that's a good point that I wanted to make too. The psychological approach they took with Bayley and Damage Control was great. Yeah, I think that was pretty good too. The leader, Damage Control,
and no one really helped dodge her bullets, but she was dodging everybody else's.
Right.
I compared it before, and I saw the memes afterwards.
Yeah,
that this is definitely like WrestleMania 21, where Triple H was running Raw and Batista, and then when Batista won the Rumble, it was like, yeah, Batista, go challenge for the belt on SmackDown. We'll run this bitch. And Batista wound up like, nah, I'm going after you. Yeah. So like even the story, even like weeks and months before, even from the Women's War Games, you could tell that there was like Bayley and everyone else.
Uh-huh.
I'm biting my tongue from using the joke that I did in the girl band. Yeah. So they've already been sowing the seeds for months. So it made perfect sense for Bayley to win it. I hope they milk this out a little more. Bayley's supposed to make her decision tomorrow on SmackDown. They can push this. Then again, I don't know what the plan is for the Elimination Chamber to find the woman's equivalent to wrestle.
Also, like that Cody is going to be on SmackDown too.
Yeah.
So you can't have both announcing who they're fighting.
Oh, Cody's announced. We'll get to that. Cody's done announced his.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like on TV, if you don't follow all that stuff, Cody had that option to talk, and then he was like, "I'll do it on SmackDown." Regardless, whatever. We'll get to that point.
One thing I want to say about the Women's Rumble. I'm sorry if I'm shifting gears too quickly, but it's kind of going back to your initial question of which one was better. I wasn't really comparing it to the Men's Rumble. I was comparing it to other Women's Rumbles.
Okay,
that's a good point.
Yeah, other Women's Rumbles, I think this was probably the best, and that's what I said. And you disagreed with me, said no, this is not the best Women's Rumble.
Women's Rumble, yeah.
I like the fact that there was no legends.
Well, that's where I was going to get to. What I was going to say is that this Women's Rumble felt like a Royal Rumble match, and didn't feel like, oh my God, the women are having a Royal Rumble. It's the first ever women's Rumble. Oh, hey, it's the second ever. Oh, look at this. The women are doing, oh, how can this be? Yeah. It felt like an actual Royal Rumble match. Who cares about gender? Yeah. Right?
I mean, our truth.
Yeah. Well, yeah, other than that, yeah. I guess that's something that happened in the middle that was memorable.
You're telling me they're all women?
Yeah.
Where are the guys?
Where are the guys?
Where are the guys?
Yeah. So I'm glad that I had that feeling. And I think I said this whenever Give Divas a Chance was first happening and the Women's Revolution was first happening. I was like, great. I love that we had a first Women's Rumble. Love that we had a first Women's Hell in a Cell. Love that we're having this and that. But I really can't wait until it becomes commonplace.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The fact that, the Women's Hell in a Cell is great because it's a Women's Hell in a Cell. The first Women's Hell in a Cell wasn't good. The first Women's Rumble wasn't good. The second and third Women's Rumble wasn't good. Yeah. We had like fucking Tori Wilson and Lita and Trish come out in every single one, right? Yeah. Almost, right?
That's true.
So I like the fact that we didn't have any legends show up, right? I like the fact that we did have a couple of surprises. I really like that, I like the fact that I did not watch SmackDown, so I did not already have the foregone conclusion that it was going to be Bayley.
Who did you think was going to win it?
Who was my prediction? Was it Becky
or Bianca?
I think it was Becky. What was it? I don't know. I don't remember who my prediction was.
It wasn't Bayley though.
Either way, when I was watching it, I still wasn't sure. Then when Liv came out at the end, I was like, "Ah, the big return, Liv 30. Okay, here we go." No, she didn't win it. So I honestly didn't know who was gonna win it. So I enjoyed it for what it was.
When it came down to Jade and Liv and Bailey, that's when I was kind of like, because like Jade looked good.
Yeah,
Jade's new.
Jade looked great.
Yeah, so like adding that in there, it's like I could see Triple H being like, "This is the like put that rocket to
let's
her."
try it. Yeah,
her versus. I said I would prefer to see her versus Io over Rhea, but I think so. I was like, but then I knew it wasn't going to be Liv. Liv's not going to win that.
Yeah.
So let's not try to overlook it. Jade's debut.
Oh yeah.
Fuck me, dude.
She's a star, and I think it was presence a lot of it is just her presence. Like, oh God, how she looks.
From here on out, you spell the word star Jade.
Right. Jade has this strange, and I don't mean strange in a bad way. I mean strange as in different. This strange look about her to where you could put her in a lineup with all the other women, and she's the one who looks different.
Even with the physique and everyone else with a similar like toner physique, she still has. There's something oozing out of her whenever you just look at her. That you're just like,
she got that airport test.
She's the muscliest of the muscle mommies, and she doesn't have the. She has the equal but opposite reaction of China. When China would come out, oh my God, that's a man.
Yeah.
When she comes out, it's like, oh my God.
It's a goddess.
Oh my God.
Look at them.
Yeah.
She is the human epitome. We've had several comes and goes, and Rhea might still be closer.
Yeah.
But Jade might be the literal epitome of death by Snoo Snoo.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Amazonian.
Like
in the Wonder Woman sense.
If they had a tag team,
yeah.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember that was the thing with China, that a lot of people were saying, oh no, China isn't a woman, China is a man, and this and that, blah, blah,
and
blah.
She needed a lot of surgery to look more feminine.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why she even did One Night in China, was to prove that she was a woman or whatever. Because she was so muscular. Yeah. Jade is very, very muscular as well.
But in a feminine
but
way.
It's still So which is very, very different.
The feminine outfits, the different glasses, the different colored hair. I had the flashbacks sitting down in San Antonio for WrestleMania. Hold on. 7. Let me just spell it out real quick.
All right.
They set up Khali at number 29 very well, and he started eliminating fools. Who can stop the great Khali? Gong at number 30. That's the exact flashback I had when they were putting over Nia. She finally started eliminating girls. And like 12 people couldn't eliminate Nia. How is she going to be eliminated? Here comes Jade, and like fucking nothing, bro.
Yeah,
like nothing. That first 30 seconds, if you don't buy in Jade, you're no.
Arnold in the live chat says, Chris was wrong. LOL. She, meaning Jade, didn't have to win to make an impact. She looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
You didn't say she had. Oh, did you say she had to win?
I think last week.
Oh, okay. That's that spot. Yeah, it could have been. I don't even know who else it could have been to eliminate Nia like that. But
now, all that being said about everything that I said about Jade has she passes the airport test, right? I wonder how much of that, and this is kind of what I was thinking in the moment, how much of that is a testament to how much the casual audience actually knows about AEW and AEW stars. My thought was that this gives Cody, Punk, and MJF better chances at winning the Men's Rumble later that night. That was my thought in the moment.
Well, Cody won it last year, so
yeah.
Bailey winning, was that the right call?
For me, it was.
In the moment, I'll say sure, because Anybody could have won that was in that like last 6. Mm-hmm.
But Bailey's always gets hurt, and she always misses like Mania, right?
Yeah.
Give her a moment. She's earned it. She's entertaining. She's really funny on Twitter too.
Mm-hmm.
Like holy shit.
If the plan is that Bailey's going to announce tomorrow who she's picking, I think I would have preferred Bailey not win it. The last couple of days, I was thinking if it could have been done better. If we're doing, I think Bailey winning the Rumble. Train of thoughts getting derailed with all this candy. I think you could have done a more dramatic story with having Bailey win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Survive the sole survivor in the Elimination Chamber to win the match, so you can see her confliction. Because by Elimination Chamber, say Becky won the Rumble, she's picking Rhea Ripley because they already have beef on Raw. They've already been showing it. So you have 4 or 5 more weeks of EO going, okay, well then who am I wrestling? And Bailey's in the match, and all of a sudden, holy shit, Bailey's wins. She goes to Mania, and then all of a sudden her heart's breaking at the same time because she turns around and EO's walking in. Now you got to what's up with us? I thought we were damage controlled. Now this isn't going to be controlled anymore because you want to take my belt. I think you could have squeezed out a little bit more time out of the damage control implosion instead of it rushing it if we're doing it tomorrow. But either way,
I mean,
if Becky wins the chamber and wrestles Rhea anyway, then both the matches that are going to happen are going to happen.
Did she say she's going to make her announcement on SmackDown, or she said she's going to be on SmackDown? Because I
think she said she'll do it on SmackDown.
Because I mean, there could be some.
Because what was going to happen on Raw is she was going to say, "I'm going to go against Rhea."
Yeah.
And then Rhea got mobbed with by Nia Jax, and Nia Jax said no. Oh yeah,
I like that tease on Raw.
Yeah,
that it was like, oh, we're assuming that this is going to happen, and you're overlooking Nia's still there, and you got at least one more pay-per-view. So, regardless of what I would have done, I think so far, I like where they're going. Some manias you've seen. The road to WrestleMania usually starts around Survivor Series. Seats get planted. You kind of see where you're going to end up, and then by the Rumble, you'll know who's going to be like the top matches. But you pretty much have half a Mania, assuming it was one night. You have it set by like the week after the Rumble, and I think right now there's a lot of good stuff.
Chris, let me run something by you real quick.
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
What was that? Are the Mega Powers about to explode?
Bianca and Jake?
If you had the biggest match in AEW's history be the main event of Wembley, where it was a respect match between two friends, is it that much of a longer bridge to cross to have one of the WrestleMania main events to be a respect match between two friends? Why can't it be Bailey versus Io in a respect? Why does this have to mean that Damage Control is imploding? Is it really that much of a foregone conclusion that Damage Control is imploding? Can't Bailey say...
Because it's WWE.
Okay.
And because it's not so much an implosion, we're already seeing signs that Bailey's getting excluded from the rest of the group.
Yeah.
So rather than wait for the group to turn on her, she's going to be the one to say, you know what? We need to hammer out our differences. I'm picking you, Io. This is what we're going to do. And then we'll see where Damage Control is after WrestleMania.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless we get 6 weeks of vignettes and they're freaking at like Splash Town and fucking Yoshihashi or Benihana's, and then all of a sudden they're like best friends or whatever.
Yoshihashi?
Yeah.
Splash Town? What?
The buddy films with MJF and Cole,
yeah.
up and how they became friends.
Yeah.
Like, are we getting that with Bailey and Io?
Still don't know what the hell Yoshihashi
That's
is.
actually a wrestler from New Japan. Hector will chime in the middle.
Oh.
Like, what the fuck did Yoshihashi do?
You missed that? Damn.
Oh.
He was number 31 in the Women's Rumble. No,
Yeah.
He was 29.
Any fucks to give about the Roman match?
No.
No.
I mean, LOL, Roman wins. Roman won. I mean, did some of the other guys have their moments in the match? Yeah. Yeah. I felt like any one of the other three competitors could have won at any given time if it wasn't for the fact that Roman is Roman and there's going to be shenanigans and there's going to be
Solo,
involved. So, yeah.
I feel like the men's rumble could have used one or two of those guys instead of having a 4-way, knowing it was going to end the way it was going to end.
I don't understand why we couldn't have gotten like I would have been more happy with just like all of the guys doing a finisher and Roman somehow lands on top of somebody. Instead of, because we've talked about it, every single time he's in a match, there's always one of his cousins in a hoodie showing up.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, we know it's going to happen. Even when
it still happens.
Even when one of them couldn't go to.
They brought a new one.
They brought another, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't go to the UK, so then they got another one to show up. You know what I mean? Like,
there's still Zilla out there. There's still Jacob Fatu out there.
Like,
so the rock bottoms, all of them. There's just going to be more coming.
Yeah.
This is the song that never ends.
I would. What happens? Like, I would be even happier if like they all do their finishers. Everyone's knocked out. Then Solo throws him, like puts his arm over him.
Okay.
There's no DQs, right? Lazy booking, but shit. So like, but like every time it's like he jumps in, he beats him up, and then Roman gets the pin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do something different. Like, I know Roman's gonna win. I said it before. Like, Roman's not losing it.
Yeah.
At Rumble. Just why does it have to be especially when there's 4 guys? Like, why can't you have 2 of them go through a table and they're out for their last bit, right?
Yeah.
And then it goes down to Roman versus AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or something, you know?
Yeah, I don't think that this would have been the pay-per-view to tie up 2 other superstars, assuming that you have a one-on-one to tie up 2 others in a match that you know that they're not going to win when they could be in the Rumble.
Shit, I would have loved if we're going to the men's Rumble.
Yeah.
That both Usos start. Number 3 is Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, I would have believed LA Knight in a Final Four. You know, if LA Knight was in the Final Four, shit.
Yeah.
Hell, he could have been in the final 2. You know, and I would have been, oh shit, I don't know who's going to win. Is it going to be LA? Or is it going to be Cody? You know.
How about the finish with Kevin Owens and Logan Paul?
Low key, I kind of liked it.
So did I. Yeah.
The shenanigans itself. Well, okay. I need to back up a little bit, just a little bit.
Let's back up a little bit more. I'm gonna just put a bow on it. When I realized that the Roman title match was the second match on the card, he wasn't losing it.
Oh yeah.
Now, if that match would have been last,
yeah,
knowing that Cody was gonna win the Rumble, maybe you would have. I would have suspended my disbelief a little bit instead of shaking my head the entire time like Scott is right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say my piece when we get to the men's Rumble.
Right.
You know where I stay.
Logan Paul KO.
Okay. Kevin Owens is another guy that I would have liked to have seen in the Rumble instead of in a one-on-one match.
What about Logan Paul? Would you want to see him in the Rumble?
I just don't want to see Logan Paul at all.
Okay.
I mean, shit, put him in at like number 6, sure. Then let him get eliminated by like 12. I don't care. He has a U.S. title, so whatever. It doesn't matter. But I don't know. Kevin Owens could have been top 6, maybe Final 4, maybe. You know, and it would have been interesting. Him in there at the very end with Sammy would have been cool. You know. That being said, I didn't really care about the match itself, but I kind of like the ending. Not because I care about the social media guy that came out to try to help again with the brass knuckles.
Another one.
We don't know who the fuck he is. It's just another social media guy. But who was it that instead grabbed the thing for him? That was the actual wrestler that grabbed the brass knucks.
It was Theory or
oh,
Walla.
Yeah,
Walla.
yeah, it was one of those
Walla.
two.
It was
Which
Walla.
I buy those two douchebags in league with Logan Paul more than these no-name social media guys, right? Yeah, Logan Paul, Waller, and Theory as like the douche bros. Yeah, fucking throw that on a fucking t-shirt, and I bet a bunch of people will buy it. And you know what? That'd be pretty appropriate fucking little stable. So yeah, that makes sense. And the reverse Eddie kind of thing that happened there was like, you're gonna cheat, but I'm the face, so I'm gonna cheat to beat you, but try to get away with it and then not get away with it. It was clever. It was a clever little ending.
Leaves the door open for round 2.
Yeah.
If it happens at the chamber. If I want to predict what happens next, I bet Walla and Theory fuck it up again for Owens. And then we get Owens shooting the flare in the sky. And we get Theory and Waller against Owens and Zayn at Mania.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have his best friend.
Well, then what about Logan?
Logan.
Logan.
I'd have Logan drop the belt to LA Knight at Mania.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, that'd be really good.
Yeah. The promos.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Would be fucking good.
And you will get that casual audience, you know, publicity for that
the
match.
casuals will be looking at Logan and they'll be like enamored with LA Knight.
Yeah.
So why is the crowd going? Yeah, and everything. Unless you spend $15 a month for Premium Plus, they'll actually understand what LA Knight is. Otherwise, they'll just get more Prime commercials. And
Yeah.
Sure. I thought that match was good. It's just it shows like the fact that Logan Paul is like this is I told Chris and Travis when we watched it, I was like, he's had the matches with Roman and like they're not as rough as Kevin Owens. Like Kevin Owens is a little rough around the edges sometimes.
Yeah.
And I got one already. But he took Logan Paul to that next level, I think. Like where it's like, you want to play? Like you want to be here? Like you want to take this for real? Like you gotta go through me. Cause like afterwards, Logan Paul was gone. He was fucking out of there. He didn't know where the fuck he was.
I mean that match
in a safe way. It was like I'm beat.
Yeah.
You know, and so I dug it.
Two things are true. He's a shit human and he's a good wrestler.
Yeah, it sucks.
And it sucks that you can't stomach one without the other.
Yeah, it sucks. Like I would if he dropped the belt on SmackDown and it never came back, I would be totally happy. But damn, his matches are solid. They're all solid.
Yeah.
If I would have never known the shit that he did in his personal life, I would have invested in him a whole lot more as a babyface when he was a babyface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
He can never be a babyface though. I don't care what you do. There's no way that they can ever. If they can turn him into a babyface. He was
babyface against Roman. People were all over that. He made it work.
I think that's more because Roman. Like people want Roman to lose. What's in the chat?
Arnold says, I don't think Logan is a special attraction anymore, and that's a compliment. I think he's just a solid wrestler.
Yeah.
I liked this match more than I liked the 4-way.
Obviously. Yeah. Because it could have gone either way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like and I hate to say this because LA Knight was in it, but I felt like I was more entertained with Kevin Owens and Logan.
Or are you not sports entertained?
I was going to say Logan Paul. I would have been sports entertained if it was Yeah, hell yeah.
Fucking crazy.
And again, it's Tampa. She would have got shot. Men's Rumble. We start with the Usos.
Day one.
Good stuff.
Starting with the Usos was really, really good.
Jay selling it when Jimmy got in the ring.
Yeah, fucking with his mouth all turned up. Like, come on.
I hate
you, bro. I hate
that was great, but I think that was a cake that you put in the oven and you forgot about. You know, you didn't see that whole angle through. Jay was, laying down on the bottom rope when Jimmy got eliminated.
Yeah. And
like the only thing that you really got, which wasn't even picked up by the commentary team, as far as I know, was he was laughing about it. It's like, oh, he got eliminated. Like that's it. But nobody even fucking mentioned it. You had to really keep your eye out because when I saw that happen, I was like, "Where's his brother? What happened? Wait, huh? That's it? You know, like they could have done a little bit more with the Jimmy versus Jay in the Rumble. You know,
Yeah, they can run. They can run it back later on.
well, yeah, but I mean,
But
in the
moment,
match,
you
they
think
could have done
this,
more.
This year, you're gonna get that match
I
at
think
Mania this year. This Mania.
I think so.
Can you imagine if The Rock showed up too? You just had a Samoan in almost every match.
A Samoan in every corner. Erase WrestleMania 2000 for McMahon in every corner.
Shit,
Just an Anoa'i in every corner.
We don't say that name anymore.
This is a
It's
real
Levesque.
wrestling family.
It's not McMahon anymore. It's
It's
Levesque.
Levesque.
Stephanie McMahon will never return. Stephanie Levesque's in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Any fucks to give about Andrade?
I would give slightly more fucks if it wasn't Andrade that came out. If it was Andrade Cien Almas. Oh, God.
That was a
Ew.
good origin too for his character. Like,
Yeah.
I carry the burden of 100 souls.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna take to beat me.
Yeah. Like
Fuck.
when they first dropped his name and they just made him Andrade,
He got
5
Vince.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years ago, I was like, if you're gonna shorten somebody's name, don't take away the coolest part. The Cien and Almas are both way cooler than Andrade.
Yeah.
Like,
Call him Cien Almas.
yeah, it's like Andrew 100 Souls,
Yeah.
and we're gonna shorten it to Andrew.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Like,
At least if you call him 100, you're at least thinking
Yeah.
100 what?
yeah, he's
He has some kind of interest.
like, okay,
This
he's
is an
100.
8-year build to find out what 100 is.
All right, or Souls. Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Wait,
What's the show with the redneck and had his list of things to do before he died?
Oh, my name is Earl.
Yeah, he's like Earl. He's like, it's Cien. Cien what?
yeah.
8 years later, oh, it's so touching. Cien. He got to 99.
What's up, Hector? Thanks for joining us.
You missed the Yoshihashi talk.
They should have had him be built up in the Rumble before being eliminated. Oh, he's talking about the Usos. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed that it's just Andrade. I got a little. I started to give a little bit more of a fuck when King Cuerno went in there and went up to him. It was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I was like, "Shit, if they did it, I'd be like, oh, okay, we're doing
If
something."
you give me that at Mania, build me up to it.
Yeah. Like, are we adding Andrade to
Sombra?
Yeah, are we adding them together in their faction, not LWO, but the other one, you know? Or are we changing the other one? Or are we gonna like?
He's on Raw, so.
But still, like,
Especially right now, you're still building up like Escobar's heel again. So he's bringing back the legado de Fantasma. Legado meaning there's a legacy, a family legacy.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna, that's a perfect like foundation to have a feud with Andrade. They showed there's pictures online that were floating around Facebook after the match where they showed Andrade, younger Andrade with actual Fantasma.
Yeah.
And so there's history there that you can actually build off of.
And that's where I was like, oh shit, they
They
could do something with this, with them maybe teaming a little bit to build up for later. But just when he was like, hey, man, get out of here. I'm like, that
not quien, Cien.
Cien. Oh, you know. So yeah. La faction ingobernable. Yeah, that's right, Hector.
So
do you need to plug in your phone? Okay.
If it dies, it dies.
It dies.
What'd you think of Braun?
Braun
Breaker.
Breaker. Oh, Steiner boy. He's fucking.
I've
been waiting for him to show up.
Yeah.
He looked good too.
Yeah. I think he did damn well.
Yeah, he did really, really good. I want to think that he and Jordan Grace were the MVPs of their respective Rumbles.
Mm-hmm.
They did more for their time in their Rumble than anybody else did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, if the rumor's true and it was supposed to be Brock, I'm so glad we got Braun instead of Brock. Like, not because of what's happening outside of wrestling, but I think Brock needs to go.
I think they did something good on commentary, and I'm not sure if I picked up on it or not completely. I don't think they mentioned at all that he was a Steiner.
No.
But they did mention
he had the woo, woo, woo.
They
Yeah,
did
his
mention
music.
that he got clocked at 26 miles an hour going off the ropes.
Oh,
Like they're actually adding stats
Yeah.
besides the like little timers.
oh,
that they
I
had on
love the
corner.
fucking timers, dude.
They
I love
gave
it so much.
a real like sports feel to it, and I think that's what what benefited Braun, highlighting it that they're doing stats like that. I remember a couple of years ago that the best part of the Mania weekend was like the fucking the summer games in the PC where they do all these workouts and bench presses to see who runs fastest and who weighs the most.
Yeah.
Like you can do packages with Braun building up his size and his speed, building up to his like debut at WrestleMania and really put him fucking over.
Yeah. I like the idea of stats getting thrown in like real sport, quote unquote.
What if they brought in a ranking system?
Oh, that's stupid.
It'll never work.
But
Tony Khan's in the chat.
Yeah.
We brought our ranking back live right now
on TNT
tonight. Which they did by the way, for real.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? The rankings back?
Yeah, the rankings are back.
Yeah.
At first, when they did it in the Women's Rumble, I was like, oh shit, that's kind of like telegraphing when there's going to be a time limit draw. You never ever hear the ring announcer say 5 minutes left in the match unless we're going to a fucking time limit draw, right?
Or close to it.
Or close to it. Yeah, or it's going to be part of the finish, right? You never hear that shit actually happen unless it's going to be an angle in the thing. So there was a little part of me that when I saw the graphics up there in the top corner showing, hey, this person was number one and they've been in it for 45 minutes.
You're
I'm like,
out.
no, I was thinking, oh, that means that she's going to break the record and she's going to be the one to win and she's going to break and like, oh, okay. But then when that didn't happen, and then in the Men's Rumble, they also did the thing, but they showed, hey, here's the person who's been in here longest at like 38 minutes or something. Yeah. And the next two are at like 18 and 12. Yeah. I was like,
Jay was on top, and then there was a couple people.
I think it was
Cody, because Cody came in at 15, which I love that for once got a Rumble winner that was smack dab in the middle.
Brock was in the middle. Or not Brock, Drew. Because remember, it's a tale of two.
That's right.
It was a tale of two Rumbles. Yeah. Brock was 1 through 15, and then Drew came in 15 to 30, and then won it. Right, smack dab in the middle.
Cody, Gunther, Punk. Where are we at by this time?
Drew was the fourth, right? Drew was fourth.
Were y'all happy? Storyline wise, it made sense, but were y'all happy that Sammy was number 30? Were you expecting something a little bit more with a little bit more panache?
Unfortunately, yes. I feel like I'm going to sound too much like a jaded wrestling fan right now, but when 30 came around and it was like, oh shit, everybody that we know that's supposed to be in this Rumble is here. Yeah. So they're saving the number 30 spot for a big return or a big debut. And of course, the horse I was riding ever since last week was, oh, it's actually going to be MJF, right? There's other people that are like, oh, it's actually going to be The Rock.
Or Okada.
Or whoever, right? Like,
Nick Nemeth.
Yeah.
Well, it was Sammy. And Sammy is a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Sammy shouldn't have been 30. Sammy should have been like 26, 27, something like that.
I saw that, Hector. He got the Rey Mysterio treatment, Sammy did, before he deleted the comment.
Oh, yeah.
Ah!
He didn't. I mean, no, because that was a...
In storyline, it made sense because he skipped Gunther and went right for Drew.
Yeah.
So I bought it.
So I like that part of it. I just don't like the fact that he was number 30. You know,
he was 29.
29 was Drew.
No, 29
was Drew.
Okay, yeah, 29 was Drew.
29 was Drew.
I thought Ricochet was 29 and Drew was like 28.
No, Ricochet was like 26. Punk was 27.
Somebody in the chat, tell me who was number 29.
29 was Drew.
I think he was in there for a minute.
I thought no, he was in
there
there.
was
He was
somebody
in,
in
there for a
between
minute.
Drew and Sammy. I think it was.
Okay. Eh.
Tell me in the chat. Come on,
Yeah, nerds.
come on.
Yeah. Final four, good final four.
Yeah. Good
Gunther,
final
Drew,
four.
Punk, Cody.
The four that matter.
I would have
The
been.
four that were pushed in the graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the four that have been
29 was Drew. Thank you, Arnold.
Really?
Yes.
I thought it was someone else.
Yes.
Well, then switch Drew and
Then Ricochet was 28.
Drew should be 30,
And
Sammy
Sammy
should be
with
29.
29. So Sammy's already out there, and then Drew comes out, then Sammy just jumps Drew. So
But then you don't have a surprise because you know Drew is 30. We didn't know
Right.
Sammy was 30 because he was written
True.
off.
Right.
Yeah, but we wouldn't know that.
Well,
What if
by
he
the time
meets him
you
in the
got
hallway
by
or
the time
whatever,
you
you
got
know?
to 29, you'd be like, okay, it's Drew and one other person. Well, fuck.
That's what.
Who's
Yeah,
the other
that's
person?
what it was.
Who's the
We
other
had that
person?
same-
And
You're
then
right.
there comes Sammy
Yeah.
at 20. Oh shit, it's Sammy. Oh, cool. Oh fuck, that means Drew is 30. You know.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to get him over as a heel, him being 30 is a good way of having him be a heel. So yeah. What's up, Robert? Robert in the live
What's up,
chat.
man?
Hey-o.
A lot of mid-card guys got left out, like Gargano and Dunn. Yes.
Ciampa.
And you know what? I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
If you have too many of the mid-card guys, it kind of devalues everything because you know there's no way in hell they're going to win. The Royal Rumble is kind of like where well, I should reverse this. Money in the Bank is what used to be what Royal Rumble used to be. Whereas anybody could win it.
Yeah.
And somebody that's in the mid card on the come up could win it. And then bam, this is their launching board to stardom. Well, now that Royal Rumble winner gets a main event title shot, it's always got to be a main eventer that's going to win that.
Yeah.
So what did they do to remedy that? Oh, we're going to have the Money in the Bank. That way we can have some of these
Yeah.
mid card guys maybe get a shot
champs.
to to springboard to the main event. Well, now unfortunately, Money in the Bank is kind of doing the same thing now too, where you damn near have to be a main eventer to win the
or
briefcase
on
and
that, or
cash
that
in.
cusp.
Yeah.
You're on that-
It can't be just
Yeah.
anybody
Money
anymore.
in the Bank is now the guy who's not quite the guy, but could be.
And needs that little
Instead of
extra.
being, it used to be random. Like, holy shit.
Like it could
This
be
guy-
anyone.
this guy
like
would-
fuck,
yeah.
Edge was due. About time.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, that's how he got his first world title shot. You know.
Oh, finally, RVD gets a break. Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
shit like that. But now it's like, who's the next guy?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So, I think the whole point on that tangent is if you just have lower mid card guys or just mid card guys, there's no way in hell they're going to win. For example, in the live chat, they were also telling us who number 28 was. Thanks, Arnold. Number 28 was Ricochet.
That's right.
Ain't no way in fucking hell Ricochet was going to win anything.
yeah.
Ricochet was a bigger disappointment to me than Sammy, to be honest. And I love Ricochet.
Yeah.
But when number 28 was coming around and we're trying to figure out, fuck, who's left? Wait a
Maybe
second,
if you
what?
had two guys from the fucking four-way, maybe you would have had more star power.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh,
An
Ricochet.
LA Knight coming out again.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't win the match, but at least I can win the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I would even be happy
So
with the NXT guy.
I didn't
Another
get-
NXT guy.
I didn't get to mention this. It was on the notes earlier for the women because you brought this up.
Mm-hmm.
With context, Charlotte won the Rumble. She challenged Rhea Ripley for the NXT title.
Right.
Correct. So why is Roxanne Perez in the Royal Rumble if she has a title match against Lyra Valkyria this Sunday?
Because she wants both of them.
That's a waste of a spot to me.
Oh.
Maybe it was Cora Jade and she got hurt because if you
Because I mean,
you
she's dating Braun, so it makes sense for both of them to be there.
yeah. And now Roxanne's wearing all the black like Cora Jade was when she first came back before she got hurt. So I feel
mean,
like it's
She
Hey,
plug and play.
you
It's-
can
it's
make the
an
same.
or is she really Booker T's legitimate kid and carries her everywhere?
I reject your argument because you could make the same argument for Damian Priest. Well, he has the Money in the Bank. What the fuck does he want to win the Royal Rumble for?
I want two chances.
He's
Yeah.
got more star power than Roxanne Perez or Cora Jade.
That is
Okay.
true. I think it's just another. There's people in the matches that are just designed to
Do
have
nothing.
a little pop and
then
go.
Yeah.
And the women's roster is there's enough women, but like
The roster's a little thinner.
At least there's people that care about Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
There's some women wrestlers that on Raw and SmackDown that you're like, I
I don't give
care
a shit about Zoe
Yeah.
Stark. I don't give a
See?
shit about Tegan Knox.
Now put
So I don't give a shit about Tegan Nox. Zoe Stark was at like the third wheel in the Trish Becky feud, and I thought she came out a lot better for it. But she
at first she did. Now she just she's back to floating. She's teaming with Baszler.
Yeah.
You know who had a good
like
showing
it
in the
too.
men's rumble? Fucking Ivar.
Yeah.
Ivar had a good showing, man.
He's wrestled on Raw like almost every single week. And they've all been fun. Like he's fought Tozawa. He fought
Gable.
I don't think he's fought him yet, but I think that's unless he fought him on Raw on Monday. But he's consistently having matches, and they're entertaining.
Yeah,
because he can do fucking crazy.
He's like the
shit.
what the fuck version of the airport test. You look at Ivar and like,
yeah.
But then you watch him do his shit, you're like,
yeah.
That's that. I mean, you always pop for that springboard into the spear.
Yes,
the cartwheel
or whatever. But like when he got speared by Braun,
yeah,
I was like, this people are not even ready for it.
And I think the part that's surprising the most about
Ivar and Gable had a barn burner of a match.
Yep.
Yeah, I told you it was good.
Okay, yeah.
The thing that the reason why it's coming out of thin air, in a sense,
thank you.
And I don't want to say this in a derogatory term, but for us that have been watching NWA Houston for years before they even made it to Ring of Honor and then before they ended up here, Raymond Rowe was the Shawn Michaels and Ivar was always the Jannetty.
Yeah.
So the fact that Ivar's getting this rub, especially in the beginning when it was them versus the Street Profits, and Ivar was suddenly this ladies' man from the and no one understood why. You knew Raymond Rowe had a package. Ivar needed a little something. And Ivar's making the fucking most of it right now. He always has been.
What's her name?
Valhalla.
Valhalla. Is she with him in real life, or
She's with Ray?
She married Ray.
Okay.
Yeah. Had a badass looking Viking wedding. They show clips of
SmackDown. Antlers. She's got antlers.
She's a walking coat rack.
Cole fucking loves those antlers.
And well, it didn't help.
Someone looks very horny.
Yeah. But
it didn't help her because she still got by R-Truth.
Who was all of us.
Yeah.
Right.
All of us casuals going, what the fuck is up with this white chick in the horn? Damn, this 50s hardcore.
Yeah. So I know for sure that she was number 24 in the women's rumble, and I know for sure R-Truth was number 24 in the men's. So that's why he messed up. He didn't just show up randomly. He came out at his number.
Yeah.
It was just in the wrong rumble.
I like that though. That shit was
Because again, we were trying to sit around, figure out who's next. Wait a second, who have we seen? Well, 24. Wait, 24 is Truth.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you know? Because he came out at 24
yeah.
in the other one.
And he's like, yeah, this is it.
This is the right one. I'm the 24 in this
it's
one.
a sausage fest.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat said that Cole was having a fucking ball there.
Oh yeah.
There's clips
that
clips that have been floating around even before this became a thing of like Mauro Ranallo and Nigel McGuinness marking the fuck out at takeovers and standing up and dropping their headsets and going all fucking Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
You can see on the corner of your eye, like when Jade picked up Nia Jax, you could see everyone in commentary stand up and go like this.
They've been doing it.
Yeah, but now they're making a focus at actually doing it
McAfee more so.
Yeah.
McAfee is the one that kind of.
But Cole's been doing it a
now.
lot.
Cole's been getting out of his shell a lot.
That's not what it is. He doesn't have Vince in his ear. Because one of my favorite things about the whole night that made me laugh so hard was in the Women's Rumble. Nia was in the middle. Girls were everywhere. And nobody was doing anything. But they were talking. And you could clearly hear Nia saying something. And then McAfee was like, they call them spots? And then Cole fucking dies. You go back and listen. Cole dies. Yeah. You hear him laugh, and then you see it because like the camera cuts, and you see him in the background, and he's like, "God damn it, McAfee!" And that is why.
What? I need to see this.
Yeah. He's like, it's very. He says it very fast, but he says something about like, what are they doing, calling shots, and like everyone cracks the fuck up. And that's why them two on Raw, sign me the fuck up. I will sit there for 3 hours because. They're both on Hinge.
Yeah, Arnold says, that he doesn't have Vince or Dunn in his ear.
Yeah, because now Cole, you're gonna. Everyone's like, everyone shit on Cole for so long, but now Cole's gonna be the guy that you're like, because he fucks up sometimes and he'll say the wrong person's name, and like it used to be Barrett that would correct him, but now McAfee will be correcting him.
Yeah. The only reason I still held on to hope with Michael Cole was the fucking UK tournament.
Yeah.
Him and Nigel doing the commentary in the UK tournament. I was like, where the fuck is this Michael Cole every goddamn week?
Yeah.
Because he was a great play-by-play. You could tell Vince was not in his ear because he didn't give a fuck about the UK shit, let alone most of the NXT
Triple H
shit.
was in his ear.
Triple H was in his ear. He's probably telling him, just be natural, be yourself.
There's a big
vintage Cole.
there's a big
Shut
thing
up,
on. There's a big movement online that people want Morrow back. They're like, now is the time for him to be back. He's not, the bullies are out. They said he got picked on. They didn't like the way he talked and shit like that. Dude, if you had him on,
him and Nigel, him and Wade on
SmackDown,
fuck it, him and Corey, would be good. Corey's the plug and play where he's done well with just about goddamn everybody.
Oh man, fucking stats. Hector dropped in some stats here. He said, from the Royal Rumble, there were 7 SmackDown stars, 2 NXT stars, 2 free agents, and 19 Raw stars.
Sounds about right.
On the men's?
Yeah. I assume that's the men's.
Sounds like he's got a lot of free time in his hands.
Yeah, I know, right?
Where's the baby?
Yeah. You gotta see the baby.
Yeah. I had the Leo DiCaprio moment when I saw Cody's tooth go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cole and Brian calling the Cruiserweight Classic was great. Yeah, that's a good point, Robert.
Too. Yeah. He chopped him in the face. You would think the Cody injury would be the injury of the night, but no, Punk always had a one-up him.
Yeah.
So tore his tricep.
I mean,
match.
you have 32 more teeth.
Yeah.
What's one if you lose one, right? You only have 2 triceps.
And he lost it on the job. I'm sure the company will put a nice gold one in there with the WWE logo on it.
Yeah.
Or his fucking emblem, his neck tattoo.
Hector says the baby just fell asleep in my arms. So he has time.
We're the NyQuil.
You're welcome. We lulled his baby to sleep.
Save the whiskey. Don't put the whiskey in her gums. Put the whiskey in your mouth.
Hey.
Yeah. That's what we do here.
Just putting your baby to sleep since 2012.
Put that on.
13. Cody winning?
Arnold says, no, I'm awake, Hector.
Oh, wow. Cody winning?
Cody winning.
Okay.
I breathed a little bit of a sigh of relief because I seriously thought they were going to give it to Punk. I saw that there was some things saying online that could have been an audible that was called because Punk knew that his arm was fucked up enough to where he's like, I shouldn't win this. But I don't know if that's really
the
true.
only way that's true if there's some poor little kid in the Republic of Congo with a 2024 Royal Rumble winner CM Punk shirt.
It ain't happening.
Like the Super Bowl, they make the shirts for both the teams, and the team that loses, they send them off to some third world countries. Like, here's free clothing.
Yeah. No.
Cody was winning from day one.
Ish.
You know why?
Why?
Because he has to finish
The story.
And we talked about this at the house, and I had, and this is how I had Travis and Nancy and him and myself. So that's over 100 years of watching wrestling collectively, right? When you think about it. And you still didn't believe that Cody was going to win to finish the story.
So
we're getting that match again. Obviously not with Brock, but we're getting because
there was a red herring in the Rumble, and they kind of caught me in the moment. So when Drew was about to eliminate Punk, he yelled at him in front of the camera, obvious to make sure that the camera caught it. Up the locker room leader now. And Punk eliminated him right after that. So towards the tail end, when Punk goes, I didn't come all the way over here to lose to Dusty's kid. At that moment, Scott can vouch for it. At that moment, I said, fuck, he's about to get eliminated. Yeah. And sure enough, he just got eliminated.
I didn't need that. I knew.
Yeah, so.
I knew Cody was winning it because he has to finish.
And he pointed right at Roman, so we're getting Cody Roman too.
And he said it on the press conference afterwards.
He's
like, I made it pretty obvious who I'm going for.
Yeah. So who wants to watch the world burn when Cody loses again?
But he's not.
To Seth.
Tell him. Did he convince you as a fan? Damn.
You know what would convince me?
Did you watch the promo?
Of course.
Okay.
I told you I watched it when they're doing Mickey Mouse and Goofy. AI generated their voice.
Shit.
But I would love this even more if he was the Intercontinental Champion and not the Heavyweight Champion, because that's what that title was for. The workhorse. You put that Intercontinental belt on the person that's running the company. And
Cody's gonna be like, I want Gunther then.
Yeah, like that was what that Intercontinental title was for, right? The workhorse.
So the only flaw I'll give that
I'm
promo,
the guy that wrestles every week.
Says the guy that didn't defend the belt at the Rumble because he's wearing a knee brace.
Exactly.
And that's the other part that
Gotta
bugged
drop
me.
it. Yeah.
That's the other part that kind of like, again, I'm the loud minority, and I'm Mexican, so that's a double whammy.
Double loud.
Yeah.
Double whammy.
Double loud.
Double loud.
If
Those Mexicans are loud, man.
if last Monday night was not the opportune time for Damian Priest 4-on-2 to cash in and beat the fuck out of Seth and take the title, then there is no time. They're specifically waiting. No, he has till Money in the Bank.
So like
it's a 1 year.
Oh.
Yeah, he has to like June.
He has till June. But as someone that pays attention to the story, you can only suspend your disbelief so much. You got a guy on one leg who's still, like, after Nakamura had a whole 2-3 month run of Seth stating about how fucked up Seth's back is, and now Seth's got a fucked up knee, and the workhorse isn't resting at Royal Rumble, and the workhorse isn't resting Elimination Chamber.
Or on Raw.
About Johnny.
Or Raw. He's not gonna be on Raw wrestling. He's not gonna be on SmackDown wrestling.
So it kind of like, I can only suspend it so much.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So
That being said, Seth was right. Seth is Thanos, man. He's right. I
don't know if he's Thanos, but Roman's definitely Captain Marvel. We don't need him.
Yeah.
We don't need Captain Marvel. We don't need Roman.
It's funny. All the stuff that Seth was saying about Roman was what I was feeling in the 4-way match.
Yeah.
I get it that Roman has this 1,000-year reign, right? Day, whatever.
His name's in the Bible, you know.
Yeah. I get it that it's happened. But you always have to have a Samoan cousin to come out there and help you. And he only shows up whenever he wants. And he's there. And everything Seth said was fucking right. Spot on. To the point that I almost was like, is this a way to backdoor a unification match? Like Roman, because I was halfway expecting Roman's fucking music to hit, come out and say, Seth, why are you talking all this shit? You want to say your title's one of my title? You know what, Cody? You don't have to choose between the two of us. It's going to be all three of us here. And unify it.
You know what the best part about that is that you just dropped?
What?
Roman and Seth have only wrestled once. It was last year's Royal Rumble, and it was a no DQ. So no one got the win over the other.
Yeah.
So that's still up in the air.
Yeah.
So you could literally unify them if you wanted to.
And the other thing, too, is not only can you just go over this 1,000-year reign and compare it to the title that he's got and all that, there's so much more fucking history there with them, too. Going back to the Shield and the backstab and all that. Like, there is so much there. That right there is a fucking WrestleMania caliber main event match.
If it was one night, yeah.
Yeah.
If it was one night.
Yeah.
We also have Priest involved. You can have Priest involved somehow.
Doesn't Seth need surgery? Yes, Randy, he does. Seth needs surgery. How does that fit into the storyline? You know what? If they did convert this into a triple threat match, that could kind of help Seth. He's not going to be doing as much as of the heavy lifting if it's a triple threat.
He could be rehabbing right now to get to there. And
you know what?
Afterwards,
what I said, I think I said it to you. What they should have done is when he came out and said, "Hey, I'm hurt, but I'll be back for Mania. I gotta drop the belt. Whoever wins Chamber
or the Rumble
gets the belt, and then I'm fighting them at Mania."
Yeah, that could be it too.
And be like, "I'm not ready, but I'll be ready. I want my rematch at Mania. Like I'm challenging for the belt at Mania. I want my rematch."
Yeah,
and you can have whoever wins the Chamber. Because you don't. I mean, I guess you don't.
And then Damian Priest cashes in.
Exactly. Like right. Like Cody. Like I don't know. It just because he's hurt, and we know he's hurt, and he can't wrestle. And
right now,
Live
on
on TNT.
tonight.
And we know he's hurt. We've known he's been hurt for a long time, so he needs to go away. But like, you can't be on TV every week still challenging Cody, even though you can't wrestle. Drop the belt. Get your rematch later.
So besides Seth, Punk is also hurt. His promo on Raw.
Mm-hmm. His promo was pretty good too, but I think his promo was overshadowed by Drew.
Hell yeah, my boy Drew.
My God, the petty.
The fact that if you
That's what happened when men wear kilts.
If you watch Drew when he gives the DDT, like that's apparently when he gets his tricep. Like the fact that was in there too, it's like it's almost too perfect. That it could
can't be coincidental.
The fact that it was Drew that not hurt him, but like Drew was involved when he got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, Scott, he prayed for this, and it came true.
I've been saying it for a long time that like Drew is just kind of circling the drain, and there's nothing about him that's like being entertaining. But all I wanted was just angry, pissed off Drew, and that's all I want. And he did that with Sammy, beat the shit out of Sammy in the ring and then backstage, and then him come that promo on Punk is just like, give me that, give me that, give me an angry Drew that just like unhinged.
That's what I said in our group chat, because you were like, oh, we don't need we don't need what did you say? We don't need a Drew, a heel Drew or something like that. You said something along those lines, and I was like, no, we need a bitter, vengeful heel Drew, and this is what we're kind of getting this week. A bitter, vengeful, petty as fuck.
Because then he can even do the whole like just to get that cheap heat. He can be like, I was the champion during COVID, and like y'all don't care about me anymore. Like I'm nobody to y'all. Like
break out the Lex Luger poses and bend that tricep a little bit.
Damn, those Scots are evil. Says Arnold.
The problem with Scotland is it's full of Scots.
Yeah.
Damn Scots.
Damn Scots.
You used me, Scotland. You used me.
Hector in the live chat says, well, if it's a unification match, they could do it New Japan style. Of course he would say that.
With Ramen?
Have Cody go through Seth night 1 and then challenge Roman for the belt on the second night.
The only problem with that is what's the fucking point of making another belt if you're gonna kill it in less than a year?
Yeah.
What's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew was the MVP of Punk's promo for sure.
Yeah.
that was Arnold.
The only issue I have now is like all the stuff that Seth said about Roman. Like what happens
Savage Randy. Savage Randy says this. How does one even tear their tricep? Honestly, I'm impressed at how redonkulous that is.
How do you suck a fuck?
Yeah.
It's probably the same way she tears her ACL taking off a blanket.
I'll go.
It was a meniscus, you whore.
That came from a safe place. You know it did.
Randy has left the chat.
Oh, fuck.
I got him choking for you to finish the job.
Oh, shit.
You need more water.
Bad examples between Drew McIntyre and Scott over here. I'm just like, fucking.
You know what's even funnier?
The video of him doing tricep day.
You want to know something even funnier? The whole Rumble, I was like, Punk's gonna get hurt.
Oh,
were you?
Yes, the whole time I was like, hey, and there he's injured. And the whole time, and then I didn't even notice he got hurt until the next day when it came out.
Yeah.
So I prayed for it too.
Arnold, long story short, I couldn't be a bottom.
Chew it and do it.
Yes, Randy. Randy says what we all already know. I tore my meniscus getting out of bed, and now I need surgery too. Yes.
Sign that woman to a contract.
Yeah. She's just as good as CM Punk.
Don't treat me like a woman.
That's the second reference. And Arnold, you are such a bottom.
Arnold's not like most girls either.
No, he's not.
Did we miss anything from the Rumble weekend?
Oh Jesus!
'Cause I know we did.
What did we miss?
Vince is fucking gone finally.
Oh, well, no, we talked about that last week.
Nah, he wasn't gone. Slim
Yeah, he
Jim
was.
pulled. No.
it happened.
Friday, Slim Jim pulled their advertising.
Mhm.
That Friday, they said, "Fuck off, Vince." That Saturday, Slim Jim said, "You know what? I think we're gonna go. We're back in."
If he's gone,
Yeah,
we're back.
yeah. Vince wasn't gone when we recorded on Thursday. Vince was gone on Friday. As soon as they saw that it was fucking with their money, bitch better have their money.
Yeah.
So The Rock was Friday too, right?
The Rock was
Thursday.
before that.
The Rock was before that. I think it was on Wednesday.
It was before the news even leaked. It was like, oh, The Rock became a part. Oh, that's interesting. And then, bam, the allegations.
Rock, Netflix, penis.
Shitting on head.
Shithead.
And dildo wrestlers.
Yeah.
New from Mattel.
Hey,
Dildo brawlers.
the market's there, man.
So real, it's like being in the ring.
Watch them go.
I've got $20 that says Brock's dildo actually has the tattoos on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vibe Heyman.
And I'm the advocate for cock.
Your reigning, ruining,
Undisputed.
Vibrating motherfucker.
Oh shit!
Can we
The
go
Ric Flair would come from
with helicopter physics?
vibrating, scintillating, twirling dervish.
Man, they're onto something. Shit.
Jesus.
We go to Cindy's in a month and we see all these fucking WWE logos. On
I know.
Oh man!
Talk about corporate synergy, right?
I know, right? Wait for the future.
Does it turn purple after 10 minutes?
Does it sweat after 60 seconds? Is Kofi's inside out?
Oh, fuck. Jesus.
Does Steve Austin's come in a 6 or 12 pack?
Whew. That was funny.
Yeah, Vince is gone.
And I hope all the women that he tortured get every last penny.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, this could be good for WWE booking, to be honest. And I think, okay, remember the question that I posed last week? The J.K. Rowling question, right? At what point is it to where it affects whether or not you want to support the product, and how do you separate the actual art from the artist, right?
Yeah.
I think that the artist has been officially separated from the art because of the Endeavor merger and all that good stuff. So I think that kind of takes that question out of the equation now. At least I think so. I don't know if everyone else in the live chat feels the same way, or if people watching later in the live chat feel the same way. Is there any wrestling fan out there that says, you know what, Vince McMahon is such a big piece of shit that I don't want to participate in WWE products anymore?
There's probably a few that are going to be like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
now,
is the Benoit treatment of Vince McMahon now enough?
no. Because we were at the very beginning of it when we recorded last week. Rousey brought up a good point that Bruce Pritchard's basically Vince's avatar. So if Vince has a couple of Ultron copies of himself left in the company, they need to make sure that it's a completely clean space that you can start from scratch and build something new. Because like most of the heavy hitters are for the most part, I think, are already gone. Laurinaitis, Kevin Dunn. So I think the last talking head that's missing that needs to be cut off is Pritchard. Because that's going to be like the last of Vince McMahon and Vince McMahon's
cronies.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's true.
Yeah, if it's true. Yeah.
It was. I'm sure it was at one point, but I mean, right now, like,
I mean,
as soon as the stuff.
Because remember, this is a civil suit. This is a criminal suit.
Yeah.
This man isn't in jail, at least not yet.
Right.
Unless other stuff starts happening. If other women find out that their part of the NDAs haven't been fulfilled and they have the right to break it because it hasn't been contractually fulfilled, then we can get more.
It's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah.
Before it gets better.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to find something that was illegal because when we were trying to, it
was in the workforce. She was an actual employee. So it violates all kinds of shit. Yeah. So it could become criminal pretty soon.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Randy in the live chat says this, answering my question about the separating the art from the artist. The point I made was that morals and ethics change over time. So you could be a good person your whole life, and in 100 years, people will hate you. So you never know. Okay. Take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. Right now, like, every time they post a picture of Vince McMahon, I just, like, with that mustache, I'm just like, oh, God, like.
The stuff in the text is cringy for someone half his age.
And that's let
like, alone now.
Like, listening to Cornette talk about it, he was like, I don't know how Vince had so much time. Like, so, like, they pretty much were like, have you ever seen this? And he was just like, no, Vince was always busy working nonstop. So, like, this has been happening in his later years.
Post concussions, post whop with chairs.
Like you got the whop right.
Yeah.
If you think about it, within the past 20 years is when, and I'm not defending him. That's fucking terrible, and I'm sure he did some bad stuff during the but,
COVID and
yeah. It's just get him gone, get him out of here.
Hector in the live chat says the fact that Ari Emanuel had his daughter working in the building under Pritchard doesn't surprise me that it might have been the reason for the acquisition. Mm-hmm. Robert says Pritchard can't even go back to his podcast since half of it is him talking like Vince.
Yeah. Well, goddamn, pal.
But even then, like the stuff that he would say that Vince would say, like,
Hector says this, guys, I don't think they'll ever even get to Discovery. Remember, Vince got raided by the feds back in August.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking Ace Attorney over here, pinche Hector.
Objection! So let's try to liven it up a little bit.
All right.
Arnold, get your clicker ready because you're going to tell us about the old man Japanese match that we made you watch from AW.
Right.
Match of the week candidates. Because it's been a week.
Yeah.
You can use that phrase.
Yeah.
Hit me with something.
Yeah.
The men's Royal. No, I'm just kidding. I got nothing.
If I had to pick something from the Royal Rumble PLE, it would be the women's Royal Rumble. That was
Logan Paul and KO.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
Wow. Hector says, yeah, they will settle. All right. Thank you. Hector Esquire.
Yeah.
The third.
PGA, LLC, NWO.
Yeah.
For Eliafi.
I can't think of anything that I would say, oh man, that was definitely match of the week. Well, no, I take that back. There definitely was match of the week, not match of anything else.
Yeah.
I think the cage match from Collision, match of the week. The 3-on-3 match of the week.
I never saw it.
Okay.
Great story throughout. It felt like classic wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? The House of Black and
against FTR, and so they had a thread going through the episode. It was supposed to be Daniel Garcia. They find Daniel Garcia beat the fuck up early in the show, and so halfway through the show, Briscoe's like, "Yo, we cool after what we've been through. If you need a third, I'm your guy." And so they play Mark Briscoe's music, and the lights go out. House of Black is on stage. They jump Mark Briscoe and they throw him off the stage through a table, so Mark's out, and so it's 3-on-2. And and then they wind up going in the cage, and then Daniel Garcia ends up crawling out and joining the match, and they're all in the cage. They beat the shit out of each other. I like the concept of it because it wasn't pinfall or submission; it's escaping the cage. All three people had to escape. So you couldn't just escape by yourself and then leave your other two at a disadvantage.
Or go down to one.
Or go down to one or go down
Yeah.
or go down to 1-on-3. And so they're beating the shit out of them. They get the come up, and then their FTR is ready to leave. And Garcia's like, nah, you saw what they put us through? We're not done with them. So they go back and keep beating on them some more just for House of Black to get the upper hand again, thanks to Julia Hart with the mist and everything. And then so like Buddy, the spot I like the most,
Cash and
Buddy and Cash were trying to escape the cage. Cash falls off through it and lands on the table on the floor. And Buddy's outside the cage, but his feet haven't hit the floor.
Yeah, so he's still hanging on the side.
So he climbs back in, so it's at disadvantage.
Well, no, he was starting to climb back in. He climbed. He climbed over like he was going to try, like climb to the side, like he was going to start going up over
and bounce.
And then he got knocked off.
There was some
Irish whip.
There was some good storytelling, and then like to counter Julia outside, Mark came back.
And he beat the shit out of her.
Just close enough. But yeah, dude, the match was a really good 30-minute storytelling that didn't feel like 30 minutes. Oh shit! Someone just ruined it.
Arnold says Vince McMahon shouldn't be the one that should be getting sued. I think I'm thinking about suing Chris for loss of time and wages for making me sit through that slow ass boring match.
The cage match?
No.
Nagata.
Yeah.
In Nagata Davida.
In Nagata Davida, baby.
I think the cage match was one of the better cage matches. Was one of the better matches AEW has had.
Okay.
That's my match of the week for AEW. I could be convinced to make it a little more, but it would take a little bit of convincing because they went through 2 commercial breaks, so there's chunks in between that you don't get to watch up front unless you download the foreign feed, the Bleacher Report feed, where you get everything.
That man was limping on the way to the ring. I think he's still talking about the Nagata match. Yeah. The 6-way, or it's not 6, the 6-man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story and what it did for Daniel Garcia, because I think Daniel Garcia is teetering on that border of just being stupid comedy relief, and that's it with the dance and being taken seriously. He's somewhere in like this, I don't want to say rebuilding, but in a
holding pattern,
figuring out who he is kind of era of his life right now, and as far as like his wrestling persona, wrestling career goes, because he was like a debut. He was going to be this super technical guy, and that's why we got the stuff with him and Wheeler. But then he got caught up in Jericho's thing, and now he's not in Jericho's thing. Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, what is he now? Well, he's a stupid little dance, Well, if he's just a stupid little dance, is that it? And is he only going to be a comedy guy from now on, right? And this match, I think, gave him more to work with than just a comedy dude, or just third fiddle to, fucking Jericho, or, just a technical guy who can have a nice technical match with guys like Wheeler, and that's it. He showed some heart. He showed some fighting spirit,
I think out of the 3 of us, I think I've been still consistently-ish watching Collision ever since Punk left.
Oh! Go ahead, finish.
Where you're at now is where I was before the finals of the Continental Classic. The last match that Daniel Garcia had against Brody Lee, where he was getting the fuck beat out of him by Brody Lee. And then at one point in the match, Brody Lee just started clotheslining him, and Garcia didn't go down. Clotheslined him again, it didn't go down. And then Garcia Brody King get the clothesline. Garcia just walked through it and started raising his hands.
Yeah.
You know what he does with the hands. But still. But still. And then Daddy Magic on commentary, like going over like he was a fan in the audience, like getting hype and everything. And then when he won that
Daddy Magic did a lot for him on commentary.
And then him winning that match, I think, for me, was what this match was for you. He doesn't necessarily figuring out whether he's a comedy guy or something, because I am still in love with all the retard stuff R-Truth is doing. The question is, do I give a fuck about Daniel Garcia? And you're starting to give a fuck now, and I have been since like November, December.
Okay.
You're getting there. If you watch a couple more, you'll probably be where I am right now.
So Arnold reminded me of a match that You know what? I'm going to say this is match of the week. Thank you for jogging my memory, Arnold. He says, my match of the week pick was the Women's Rumble. Well, that was until DIY versus Judgment Day happened on Monday.
That was all right.
Yeah.
Match.
That was good, man. I thought it was a fucking banger.
Yeah.
It reminded me of what DIY and Ciampa and Gargano can do, and it kind of also gave me a little flash of, oh yeah, this was the greatness that was Finn Balor at one point in time. Because
this was NXT.
Yeah.
That's
what it felt like to
prime
me.
example of NXT. Black and gold.
I don't think either match that we spoke about right now needs to be anything more.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
But if I had to pick between the two, I would just go with the prettiness of the tag match and not the cage
brutality
match.
of the cage match.
Yeah. And I think it's because
you missed DIY.
I missed DIY, and the fact that it happened on main roster WWE gives me a little bit more hope for this post Vince future.
Yeah, you know what I will say when it comes to like watching Raw, like
Mm-hmm.
before that, for the most part, that 3-hour show used to drag, and you'd be like, "Holy shit, I can't believe we got another hour and a half." But ever since like the past couple of months, like their match, almost every match goes to at least one commercial now. So like you're getting 15 to 20-minute matches like between tag teams and like Ivar and all these kind of people, and then the backstage stuff is entertaining where you're not like, this is the dumbest. Like I think Raw. I wouldn't go to Raw because like I couldn't sit there for 3 hours watching it like in an arena, but like on TV, I've been enjoying the 3 hours of Raw because like almost every main event match that's on Raw, that commercial hits at like 9:30 or whatever. You're like, holy shit! Like they just announced that the match is about to start and there's still
30 minutes left.
30 minutes left of this show. And when have you ever said that for Raw? Like most, it's like you got a 3-minute match. That's including getting into the ring.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of subtle changes that are improvements in WWE over the last few months. Definitely within the last week or two.
Yeah. Like with Dunn leaving and like Vince leaving.
I still think 3 hours weekly is too long.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, fingers crossed, if you don't have to do advertisements on Netflix, that they could shrink it down to 2 hours and you get 2 full hours of actual content as opposed to 2 hours with a bunch of commercials and filler in the middle to stretch it out.
I could see them doing what they do for the pay-per-views and have matches sponsored by things. So you're not going to commercial to watch commercials. You're watching in the match. It's Slim Jim and there's Slim Jim on the ropes and shit or whatever.
Or ads on the
mat.
And
where you're like,
or the Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio in a grudge match. Sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Hey!
He's right here. Just look at that. Yeah, little shit like that. But
Arnold says in the live chat, Daniel Garcia should be AEW champion before the end of 2024. They have to usher in new talent and pull the fucking trigger on either him or Ricky.
Technically, Ricky's already been the TNT champion. I think now is the time for Garcia and Hook.
All right.
I think they're.
So you're a hooker.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say that Zachary Wentz and Nick Nemeth on Impact last week was good.
Yeah.
The 6-man tag main event with the System and Okada with Motor City was also fun. Pretty good. Yep. We're watching Impact. What the fuck? In 2024, we're watching TNA.
We're watching TNA, and I'm fucking loving it. They got me back in.
They got you back in?
I'm fucking everything that I've seen. That we watched the pay-per-view together. Well, not live, and then we watched the first episode together. Well, we watched both, but they need to fix how to record it because like you have to find it, which I did not today. Yeah. So I fucked
Since
up.
they rebranded from Impact to TNA Impact, like it's not classified as a weekly recording on Sling, so I have mine recording. So
okay, good. We can watch it on Sunday.
Yeah. So, I will say this, at least to our defense, I was showing you guys Danielson versus Nagata before we started, and you guys did not comment on how old Nagata looked. You commented on he looks a lot better than Jericho.
That's what I said. Yeah.
And y'all were very much more receptive to the match after that opening comment.
I enjoyed that.
I liked it a lot.
I thought it was a.
You might not be the biggest fan. Last night, Joe on commentary was really good. On Collision, Eddie Kingston on commentary, I thought added flavor.
He added
him
a lot
marking
to this
out,
match.
marking out for you got Nagata, and then in like hindsight, Danielson's trying to kill all the fucking his heroes. He beat Nagata and all that shit. He put over both of them. He even said, "I don't want to put over Danielson, but God, look at him. These two are going. They're cooking."
Wait, is that what the story is? Like, I know.
Danielson's upset because he called Eddie Kingston a bum, and the bum still beat Danielson to win to continue
he beat him
to win
in the tournament
to win all the belts.
B block thing.
And
So now Danielson's just beating up. I thought this was more.
Danielson was just having another match.
Yeah.
I just figured it was just like I said. I want these wrestlers. I want to fight these guys.
But if he's establishing a pattern, if the next week it's another guy from Japan or another legend that Kingston likes that Brian just beats to eventually get to this guy, I wouldn't be mad at it. This match I think was pretty good for what it was. I liked it a lot.
I enjoyed it.
I watched the whole thing through. Shit, I watched it twice. I watched it again with y'all.
I wouldn't mind watching it again at 1.5 speed. I don't really know what a Yuji Nagata is. I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. You had to explain to me that if it wasn't for this guy, you wouldn't have Okada. You wouldn't have.
Commentary did that. I told you that he wrestled in WCW.
Right.
That's how
Nagata is. You're right. And he's this big important guy. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But then there was the feeling of okay, Flair, time to hang up the boots. Yeah. That's kind of how I felt about him. When he had the spot where Bryan Danielson was trying to wrap his leg around the post, and it's supposed to be, he hit his leg on the post. Oh no, not again. It was like slow-mo, like, oh my God, that's so devastating. Oh, that's so devastating. And I was like, I get it. He's old. Yeah. Okay, cool. But what do I
just fell off the top rope? So
yeah, true. But I mean, but the point is the same thing I'm going to say about the fucking bullshit that AEW used to do with their death matches. If you can't make it look good, just don't do it.
Yeah.
If it's like, you gotta understand he's old, he can't make it feel like he's really hitting the pole. Okay, then don't make it. Don't do the spot where he hits his leg on the pole.
If it didn't look good, be like, hey, that
wasn't good. Let's move on to someone else.
Do the figure four.
Don't do that. There was a couple of things that like that immediately after that they got into the ring and did the hammer and anvil elbows. Yeah. Those look good. It looked like Brian was really getting the back of his tricep. Hey,
you heard it.
His triceps work. Yeah. It looked like he was getting his tricep really in on there.
His arm's the problem.
Yeah. So it looked good, right? But there were some things that you could tell Danielson was really trying to take care of this guy that he really, really respected, So, yeah.
So what's the worst injury? Cody losing a tooth with 15 minutes to go.
Man.
Punk tearing his tricep. Jericho almost getting concussed to hell on a top rope brainbuster by Kyle Fletcher that looked all kinds of bad.
Also the bump at the end too when he fucking fell back and it looked like
Willie Mack almost breaking his neck.
Willie Mack almost breaking his neck in that moonsault.
Shooting star press, I think.
Wardlow.
An attempted shooting star press. It turned into a senton.
He got a half moon.
Yeah.
It turned into Kurt Angle's finest moment. Yeah. Or Wardlow fucking his knee trying to do that fucking power bomb on the Mexican guy. Yeah. Commander.
Obviously, it's Punk because
Punk's the most impactful.
Yeah, Punk's. Yeah, but I mean,
I think Wardlow's gonna hurt.
Wardlow's is the worst because it wasn't. I bet you something snapped.
It's the worst because Cole's already injured and he ain't gonna come back anytime soon. So they're already pushing Wardlow as the guy to be the next world champion. Now he's gonna be out. If it's your knee, you're gonna be out for a while.
You can't have both of them on TV with crutches.
Wait, what?
Well, Adam Cole's on a wheelchair this week, so hooray for the front parking spot.
He ain't no Bret Hart.
Hector says Charlotte was wearing the brace on the wrong leg. She was? What?
Oh.
What? She was wearing the brace on what? That can't be true. Really?
I saw the picture. I didn't pay attention like that.
Yeah, me either.
She's like on the treadmill and shit. She's already like running on the treadmill.
She had the brace on the wrong leg.
What is she looking at? There, I saw a clip on Facebook of
She was lubing up her man.
yeah. He was like, I see now. Eso mero, mami. Eso mero.
100.
Después, te doy en el culo, eh.
Ay.
Have you watched any NXT lately?
No.
Damn.
Have you watched any NXT lately?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay then.
My two favorite shows right now are
TNA and
NXT
NXT.
and fucking Impact.
Right now.
Right now, live on Axis.
Someone's pulling double duty.
Oh, who's that?
We're starting off the pay-per-view. Trick Williams and Carmelo against Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. Finals. Dusty Cup for the men. Give me a number.
8.
Where did you get that 8 from?
Yeah.
Just on paper.
Just on paper?
Braun
Allow
is, yeah, Braun is good. And I like Trick and Mello as a team. Dusty Cup, sure, why not? Sounds like it's going to be a barn burner of a match.
If I saw those guys, if I knew of those guys, like how you are, I would say an 8. But I've been watching the show, and the storylines are good. I'm at a 10 for this match.
Nice.
I'm starting off strong.
Yeah.
You're at a 10 too?
Nice.
Because there's so much going on
Yeah.
there. Like you have basically
Well,
the carbon copy of MJF and Cole you have right now
Yeah.
with Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. And then on the others, they're trying to find their way to come together and actually tolerate or like each other. And then on the other end, you have Trick and Carmelo that are kind of like
They're where Cole and
MJF are now.
Like they're getting to that point where it's
yeah,
like, well, the
putting
main
all
thing,
4 of them in the ring.
the
they're
main
all
thing
good.
is Trick is fighting Dragunov for the main event.
Mm.
So
Does it sound familiar?
Yeah.
there's so much, dude.
Yeah.
There's so much because Carmelo is he's
him.
He's doing it. There's so much going on.
Okay, so before we go further, who's winning?
I don't know.
LOL, Corbin wins.
I think so.
Winner get a tag title shot.
Because
The Italians right now are the champs, but that could change.
Yeah, I think Braun.
Braun and Corbin.
But the thing that sucks
They
is
were
the fact
the
that-
Wolf Dogs, is
Yeah.
what they're calling them.
But the thing that like it's hard to decide is because Carmelo is already been called up, is what they're saying, right? Like he's finishing up. So like his story's finishing up in NXT. So like
and his story's not even finished yet.
Yeah.
Assuming he's the guy that jumped tripped all that long
Yeah,
ago.
you're gonna have to get a
the
payoff
friction hasn't hit yet. We haven't had the payoff yet.
yeah, Mania is gonna be Mania weekend is the takeover
Yeah.
is gonna be that. It's so like he's already like, hey, I'm gonna be pretty much on SmackDown. Like, he's wrestled on SmackDown like what the past month.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, Braun, after he was in the Rumble, he was like, hey, I'm on the main roster. I'm on the main roster now. So they're both getting called up. So it's like, how can you have them? What's the point in winning the belt, winning the tournament to get a title shot, to just lose?
So WWE lately has been doing this thing where they want to try to get more exposure to the NXT brand. So they'll either have main roster people on NXT, or they'll have NXT champions on main roster television to try to get more eyeballs to the product.
Okay.
So you can drag this out long term where Trick and Mello win the match, they become number 1 contenders. And even then, Arnold was late to the party. We talked about how over Trick Williams was on SmackDown. That segment on SmackDown, Carmelo was looking for the handshake, and Trick is like, I'm not here to save you, bro. We have a match on Tuesday. That doesn't sound like something a friend would say, saving somebody else. So you can drag that. You can toe that
to him.
Yeah.
Not for
I'll do that to you, though.
Yeah.
not in NWA, but on the telly. So like, you can transfer that story over, and enough people with a vignette package or two, you can get the casuals caught up pretty easily.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, either at Stand and Deliver, where the payoff is they actually fight, or if you have them at the opening match of WrestleMania, Trick's, it would have to be the NXT, but it wouldn't surprise me because Trick's reaction surprised the fuck out of me.
Trick has to be one of the most over guys in WWE.
He still needs a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Because on the mic, that promo with Ilya on Tuesday, there was a part of it that felt too South Parky. Like they just kept talking back and forth, and it felt at some point.
Not about your money, friend.
At some point, I couldn't suspend it anymore. It felt like too much like theater, not a. So on Raw, so Cody and Punk are cutting the promo the weekend before the Rumble, and they're face to face like this. And Trick and Ilya are on the television, and they're doing the promo like this.
Yeah,
no,
but that's just
yeah.
Hector and Arnold both gave this match an anticipation level of 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. It's not always that the main event goes on first.
Because Braun and Corbin have just been so entertaining.
Yeah.
Like it's so dumb, and like they actually like, and him in an NXT has just made me care about Corbin, which I
already like Corbin's newest package.
Yeah.
As a character.
Yeah.
And then they paired him with Braun. I got you. Yeah. And then with Braun, they're just making it work.
What's next?
The Italians and their girl, I forget what her name is, Victoria something, against OTM and their girl, 6-person intergender tag match.
I would be at like a 4, but you say, actual intergender match on WWE, it builds me up to 6.
6?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah,
I like those. They're all entertaining in their own way, and like that
unique promo that OTM had, like on the outside in front of like some old abandoned house with graffiti all over. You hear the cars passing by. It fit their aesthetic.
Yeah,
they're
they're growing on me, but they've only been on. They're brand new. They've only been on TV for like 2 months, so maybe a little too early to put the belts on them.
This is 6-person, not for the title. So I have OT. I have Out the Mud winning. And that leads to a title match or another title match.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, sure. I have no idea who OTM is. My first time ever hearing those letters together is when you just said it a few moments ago. Okay. Like I have no idea who these people are.
Big motherfuckers, but they're
from Puerto Rico.
But they're kind of like they play it. They got the grills. They got
overalls.
Yeah, they're kind of thugs, but
pandas.
So
Nike Jordan Pandas.
Crime time.
So they're Lyft drivers.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
One's Lyft, one's Uber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they somehow make it together.
But they share the same break.
But now they got this chick who's
amigo, hey.
They got this. They got a chick.
Bobby,
Hey, Bobby.
Hey.
Hey, Bobby.
Gotcha. Yeah, they got a chick now who she's got a
BBL.
She's got attitude for sure.
Attitude. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that makes sense.
Go on.
As of Tuesday, we're getting Dijak against Joe Gacy in a hardcore match.
6.
6?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dijak?
I don't really give a shit about Gacy.
Ever since they broke
up, Dijak. I don't like Gacy.
Ever since they broke up the schism, I feel like they don't know what to do with the main guy, Joe Gacy.
He was on commentary one week. He just showed up for a match
with a jacket, old school WWF jacket. Looks funny, and out of place, but he still was actually okay in commentary.
He just pops up in like other people were cutting a promo, and he'll just show up and be like, "Hey guys!" Like they're almost like I don't want to say it.
Deadpool. He's breaking the fourth wall because Dijak had his little promo.
It's almost like they're doing stuff that they would do for like Bray Wyatt. Some of the silly stuff that's like you're like, oh, that's kind of weird, but like obviously nothing like close to Bray Wyatt, but like similar like that where it's like, what are you doing? Like, who are you supposed to be? Are you supposed to be a bad guy? Are you supposed to be a good guy? Are you supposed to be funny? Are you not supposed to be funny?
There's the fact that I don't know what you actually are supposed to make me care.
And then I mentioned it to him on we watched it on Tuesday, and I was like, every feud that Dijak has, it's just brawls. Like, I hate you, you hate me. Maybe you do something in a match, and then like every week it's like I'm just beating the shit out of you.
You want to fight? Them's fighting words.
and then the next week I get beat up, and then the next week, and so every time I'm just like, something needs to be different with him, other than just being because like I can only get so old so fast, like backstage brawls constantly, you know.
Yeah. Talk about an unsafe work environment. Damn.
Arnold says Trick needs some more seasoning on the mic and in the ring, but I'm still here for it.
Yeah.
Hector says, if you want to drag this out to the main roster, have Trick be called up to the main roster before Mello.
Well, Mello's already up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trick's not ready for the main. Just to continue with the feud, he's not ready there. He needs another year.
You know what could benefit from them is that not old school, I guess because I'm fucking old. When WWE had the brand split and WrestleMania was touting Raw versus SmackDown matches, I'd have Trick on Raw, and they do back and forth every week. Like one person does their shit on Raw, and then the next week we hear Mello on SmackDown, back and forth, building up to them actually face to face at Mania. So you have that Raw versus SmackDown. This is why you should watch. Oh wait, I'm getting commercials because I'm not paying $15 a month for this. Oh, never mind. But yeah.
Arnold also says this in the live chat. Jordan Grace and Trinity versus Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans set for next week's TNA Impact. Guys, I think I'm going to watch my first live Impact.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let me keep Arnold's attention here. Obafemi. Dragon Lee rematch, North American title.
Yeah, well, it's a rematch, but that one didn't really count because I'm squashing.
Done. Rematch, North American title.
Dude, Obafemi, bro. This guy is.
He's the future.
Yes, dude. You fucking love him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You just bumped me up from a 5 to a 7.
Dude, you love him.
Okay.
Obafemi's good.
Why? What's so good about him?
I can't explain it to you.
No? Okay.
But for somebody that's one of their first NIL signees, next in line from college, straight to WWE with no wrestling experience whatsoever. If I wouldn't have told you that, you would have never noticed.
He won the breakout tournament, so he was guaranteed a contract,
and he cashed in.
And so Dragon Lee had a match, and then he cashed in, and he just whooped Dragon Lee. Yeah. And then the next week he opened the show, and he was just like,
it was 2 or 3 segments in, but his promo,
he was like, I'm the man.
Arnold can tell you about it. Yeah. Arnold's about it.
I think he's like Nigerian or something. Like he's from South Africa he's somewhere in Africa, but he's like,
it is destiny.
Yeah. And then Dragon
so he's also a Lyft driver.
Yeah. And then Dragon Lee shows up and he's like, I want my rematch. And he's like, no.
And then a couple of weeks later, he's like,
well, last week.
That's not. Yeah. He's like, you've won the opportunity.
Yeah. Dragon Lee had a match and he was just like, all right, you got balls. You can fight it. Yeah.
10?
I'm at 10.
Really?
Again, dude, you need to watch Obafemi, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, just off the top of my head, he's like, if the way he kind of acts is like if Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley had a kid.
Okay.
Just a big dude that can go.
Okay.
Nigerian, Arnold says.
Okay.
He's got
it. He's
airport test. Flying colors.
Literally,
no pun intended. Flying colors.
Also a Lyft driver on the side. Yes.
He's on NXT for like a year or two, just polishing him, and then polishing him up, getting him on the promos, and you could put him on. You could put him on Raw or SmackDown.
Okay.
And he could beat the shit out of Austin Theory and like squash the motherfuckers like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in. And Dragon Lee's cool as shit.
Yeah.
And he's getting better too with like his English and his promos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lyra Valkyria against Roxanne Perez for the women's title.
9. Just on paper. I like both of them. I think the match will be pretty good. Yeah. 9.
I'm at an 8.
I was going to say 8 too.
Really?
Yeah. Only because this was Cora Jade's spot.
Yeah.
And since she got hurt, they kind of like last minute did this 20-woman rumble that Roxy won.
But Roxy's been doing some heelish stuff too, so I don't know.
She's been getting a bit more abrasive. She had that hardcore match in the grocery store or whatever. She's doing stuff out of her like comfort zone to give her more of an edge to her character. So I can kind of see it.
Sometimes when she's mad and she's like being aggressive, and then she just like she's so smiley, like I was like, hey, like I'm gonna.
Lyra Valkyria has a stalker.
Who?
Tatum Paxley. Who?
Exactly.
You need to be watching NXT, bruv.
Dude, both.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's going to be some shenanigans involving her, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, the women's roster on NXT is fucking solid.
Yeah. Oh man,
I think I don't want to say they're better than, but I'd put their roster up against anybody's roster for
consistently, I'd rather watch the NXT Women's roster than Raws or SmackDowns
or AEW
because because there's a lot
Or
more.
the knockouts?
I have to get reacclimated because there's new knockouts. There's a lot of people that I don't know.
Yeah.
Giselle Shaw, the chick that won the X Division, that's the number one contender. I don't know much about her.
We've seen her wrestle a couple of times, but
1 or 2 matches, but I'm not invested in her character. I don't know what she is.
Other than Jordan Grace and Naomi, but she's gone. Well, she will be gone, I'm guessing.
I like that Roxy is showing her aggressive side.
Yeah.
It's giving me Bailey vibes. Okay.
Yeah.
The women's NXT roster is the best in North America right now. Wow.
I would
That's Hector?
That was Arnold.
Oh.
Hector says NXT women's roster is equal to the TNA knockouts.
There we go.
That was Hector. Yeah.
I wouldn't say no to that.
Okay.
Any of those comments.
I think Lyra, out of the 2 main champions, Valkyria is doing a better job of presenting herself, or me buying her as a champion. She should keep it for a while longer. She's winning this.
Yeah, I got her winning.
She's winning it.
Something I think something with the stalker.
Yeah.
Hmm.
On the other hand, congratulations, we gave it a shot. Dragunov just isn't working for me as the main champion for the
Really?
division.
Yeah.
Really?
Something I don't know, man. It's just not working for me.
Well, what's your main event?
The main event's Trick Williams' second shift on the job. He's getting the title shot against Dragunov. This match has been put off 2 or 3 times already, so it's due. And Melo's been jealous because now
Rich Holland?
Yeah.
Fucking Rich Holland.
And Melo's on the downswing and Trick's on the come up. Melo's jealous, so that's gonna play in. So you have that dichotomy of, we're number 1 contenders for the tag belts, but you're my champion. I'm not. I'm the leader. I am him.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm the lead. Just not you. Just because you have the belt that I used to have, the belt that I made famous, not Dragunov, not Breaker. You can have that possibility, or the fact that Melo just straight up turns 100% gangsta heel and beats the fuck out of Trick, which also might not play well because Trick's bigger than Melo.
I got
you
Trick.
would see Trick size-wise on a chart. You would think Trick is the heel and Melo's the face as the underdog because he's so little compared to Trick Williams. But storyline, I can see you can make it work either way. I am also at a 10.
I'm at a 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got Trick winning.
The story in itself, like they've been building up. Like the first time Trick and Ilya fought, Ilya pretty much beat him convincingly. But Trick's been learning. They've been having a mutual respect. And that mutual respect is part of the reason why Melo's gotten jealous.
Yeah.
Because it isn't Melo and Trick anymore. It's Melo and
But everyone's been getting beat up backstage, but you don't know by who. Every single person has been beat up in the Trick, Dragunov, and Carmelo.
And Melo.
And Melo is like, it's Dragunov. It's like, and then Dragunov's like, you gotta check your boy, man. It's not me. And so Trick's like, do I trust my boy? Or do I trust this guy that I respect? But then
that has something I want.
So they had this promo at the end of the night on Tuesday, and right before they shook hands, and then Dragunov pulled him in and was like saying something to him, and like Melo was like, "What? Like holy shit!" Like as if he was like, "It's your boy. I got proof." And then he got jumped by Corbin.
War Dogs.
War Dogs jumped in and beat him up, and then Melo came out. And so it's all where you're like, what was he saying?
And Trick's in the middle because he's got the tag shots with his bro, and then he's got the world title match against the guy that he likes. There's a lot of good stuff that's cooking in the NXT.
I still got Trick winning though. I don't know who would be next for Dragunov. Like who's he losing the belt to? If it's not Trick. You know what I mean? There's people in there, but you're like, I don't. And if Dragunov's still hurt.
And not that it's a slight, it's NXT. Don't do Samoa Joe and wait till the iron's too cold to strike.
Yeah.
Trick's hot right now.
Yeah.
Give it to Trick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually.
So I was at 8. You talked me up to 10, but then you talked me down to a 9. The 8 to 10 was, hey, this has story and it matters and they're both really good and da-da-da. What brought me from a 10 down to a 9 is, but Ilya's not working, and Ilya's probably not winning this. It's most likely going to be Trick. So I'm at a 9.
I'm the same way. I would shoot like get Trick on the belt
I
But
want
at the
Trick
same
to
time,
win, and I
Trick's
think
not-
there's more possibility with Trick winning the belt.
Yeah.
Even if there isn't possibility, right now the story is Trick and Mello.
Yeah.
You can burn that for another 4 to 5 months.
I said that they're gonna somehow fall out, but one of them's gonna have the belt. Because I have
After Vengeance Day, the next big show is Mania Weekend.
I have next Rumble having them both in it, having like number 13 and number 14, and have them have something because I have them at Mania next year.
Oh wow,
Both roster, but they're gonna, and that feud is gonna where you're gonna be like these guys. They're like
this is the new version of Zayn and Owens.
Yeah.
Basically.
okay.
They're gonna be wrestling each other, and then they'll get split up, and then they'll be tag team. Like I could see it.
Arnold has opinions in the live chat. He says Dragunov needs to be a monster heel, in my opinion. I guess that means he's not currently a monster heel, correct?
Monsters aren't like shorter than 5 feet though.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. And then he also says Trick must
Dominant
win.
heel would be more thing.
Trick must win, or Mello will cost Trick the title.
That's the other.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like
Mello's reveals himself as the guy all the
but
time.
we still got the tag belts we can go for. You know, you lost, but we still got the tag belts. You're like, you know, and then it would come out like because you know they never watch their matches or replays. But that'd be the only way I could see Dragunov winning.
That would be interesting too. That they still have #1 contenders, even though Trick doesn't want it because Carmelo cost him the belt. Why would he want to be his dude? It's good shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Overall, I'm giving this show an 8.5.
That's this
I have
weekend?
3 10s this Sunday.
Sunday.
I put 3 10s on this for my anticipation.
Wow, that's a lot of tens.
Yeah. That's 30.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll
That's
add,
3 Ty Dillingers.
I'm sure they'll add another match
Maybe.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, Rich Holland also. They're actually making me semi-care about Rich Holland somehow.
Wow.
He's fighting Gallus. He's trying to fight Gallus by himself.
All
All
three of
three
them.
members. He's like, I want all 3 of them.
Wow.
And what's her name?
Your roster has too many Gallus people.
Oh,
I could injure one.
William Regal.
Big E needs some friends.
William Regal was on last week, and he gave the GM role to Ava, the Rock's kid. So the Rock's kid is the GM.
Well, you bring that up
or whatever.
right as Hector puts in the live chat. Do we consider the Rock's daughter as a lost cause in the ring?
Yes,
Yes.
I think it's. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
She looks too much like
She
the
needs
Rock
some
too.
tape to just cover up those buck teeth when she talks.
She doesn't.
That's
Oh,
it.
she doesn't open her mouth. It's.
Her mouth's always like this. It's
She
just
looks
distracting to me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't really.
She's
think,
getting more comfortable in front of the camera when
Yeah.
she's speaking. I'll
When she
give her that.
when she was in the ring.
She was
She was good when she's backstage. Some of the backstage, I'm just like, yeah, but it's also the way NXT is shot. Like NXT is shot like how we're sitting now.
Mm.
When you're talking to somebody, you're standing around each other instead of being like like how you said earlier. Instead of face to face, it's very like, what did you say? What are you saying? You know, it's just I don't know.
Yeah. I'm so looking forward to this weekend. As much as I was the Rumble. That much.
Wow.
And Rumble's one of my favorite shows of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam,
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
I always
And then Okada will debut.
At NXT. Very possible. I mean, a lot of people are saying that he's going to WWE, and if he goes to WWE, he goes to NXT first. Which, I mean, I disagree with that. Like, I don't think he should,
Give
but...
me Okada getting buried by Obafemi.
Oh, no.
I mean,
No. This is what's going to
Okada
happen.
could beat Dragunov.
No, what's going to happen is they're going to...
Dragunov's too short for the Rainmaker.
They're going to be...
Whiff.
They're going to be in between match 3 and 4. They're going to be in between the matches like, oh, this is sponsored by blah, 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 blah. Hey, look who happens to be in the audience. And Okada is just sitting there ringside. Oh, newest signee from Japan.
Sponsored by Coinstar.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, I forgot that they used to do that all the time.
All the time. They're just like, oh, there's a guy. Yeah. He's just some dude.
Because it is this. It's on the 2nd. Is that the 3rd? So it is.
Technically, his contract
it's on the-
expired yesterday because in
Oh.
Japan time it was already.
But either way,
February
he's
2nd.
got
February 1st. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I ain't mad at it.
I got Tama Tonga going to NXT before Okada.
Ooh,
Before we
That's
go,
Hector.
I would be mad at that too.
I actually miss when NXT used to do that with the new signees, says Arnold, but
Yeah.
showing them in the audience. I wouldn't do that with Okada. I don't know. Okada was just like Okada was the fucking Randy Orton of New Japan.
That's what worries me. And I've told him, I'm like, that's what worries me about.
He's like the number
going to
2.
WWE. Like,
yeah, he was like the number 2 of the whole goddamn company. Like, I don't think he's just somebody that you could just have as just some other signing. You know, like you got to do more with them.
Give him the Kenta treatment. Have him sign his contract on a house show in Japan.
Yeah.
Bring him in with a full press conference or whatever, and I would immediately give him a manager to talk for him.
Yeah,
his English is okay. It's not enough for the random people. I say it like this: his English ain't gonna cut it South Belt.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna need a little bit more dialogue.
I trust Triple H when it comes to
Triple H is his mouth.
How to use wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like that. Like the Nakamura stuff over the past couple of months where he's reading the book and stuff with against Cody. That stuff was entertaining, but it's also WWE, and I know how. Like I told him, I was like, in 6 months or in a couple of years, you'll have Nakamura and Okada as the Kabuki Warrior type group, and you're like, oh great,
he's gonna join the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, there'll be a group, there'll be a big faction, a big Japanese faction. Like that's what worries me, and I'm like, that's why I was like, I don't. Whenever
fucking
they were
damage controls,
male version,
yeah, control alt delete.
That's
what they are.
Yeah.
Instead of damage control,
or it's Tony Khan's big announcement for Dynamite next week.
Could be.
Again, they wouldn't. I don't think they know how to use him. I don't think anybody knows how to use him.
I think Tony Khan would be doing a better job with Okada for the first
6
week.
months.
The first 3 big matches.
Yeah.
And after that, he's on Rampage.
Yeah. After that, he's getting the Claudio treatment. You know, Claudio and Rusev.
But yeah, because he's
Miro. It's
Miro.
pronounced Miro.
Yeah.
Dynamite this coming week.
The New Orient Express. Indeed.
Sting and Darby against Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the tag belts. Got a number?
9.
I don't care.
9.
8.
They're winning it, right?
I think so.
Where's the story?
What if Ricky and Big Bill actually pull it off and they win? Because I don't think Sting and Darby need the belts to fight the Young Bucks. Young Bucks versus Sting and Darby writes itself. You don't need a title. But god damn, does Big Bill and Ricky bring up a good fucking point that everybody's looking past them, not even saying their names, or just assuming that match between the Bucks and the Stingers are going to be for the actual title. Like, what if they actually do the job? Sting actually does the job to get Pretty Ricky over.
The story
that can happen? That's why I'm at a 9 when I should be at a 7 or an 8.
Is the better story Sting and Darby with the tag titles and the Young Bucks take it from them? Or is the better story the Young Bucks cause Sting and Darby to lose the tag titles, so now Sting and Darby effectively choose and challenge the Young Bucks? Because I don't think that's happened yet. We haven't officially heard Sting and Darby say Sting's last match is against the Young Bucks. Right now, they're still talking about Sting and Darby with these tag titles. So we still haven't gotten official that Sting and Darby against the Young Bucks is actually happening. So where's the story? Is the story the tag match for the belts, or the Young Bucks costing them, and that's why Sting's going to beat them in their last match?
And I'm not sure which it's going to be. That's why I'm higher than what I should be for this match.
So pretty much ask this question again whenever the review's coming up for the pay-per-view, and be because we'll know
a little bit more. Yeah.
The part of me just worries the fact that I think it's just the Bucks getting the belts, and it's a long way. It's like because I can't see if they're the tag champs going into his last match, they can't win it. They can't drop the belts and be like they're gonna have a tournament, which actually they probably could.
You don't need a fucking title to retire Sting.
Especially a tag title.
Being in Sting's last match is a fucking title.
Yeah, I would rather Big Bill in that win, but I'm just worried that the Bucks are being the Bucks, and they're like, it's our time to be the champions. We couldn't beat FTR. Look,
this will solidify our heel run, taking the tag belts from Sting in his last match.
We gave you FTR winning in Wembley. Like, we're the good guys. Like, we're better than everybody. We can put people over. now give us back our belts, and that's what worries me.
Oh no, wait, we're EVPs. That pinfall didn't count. Let's restart the match.
That's
To
what,
solidify their
that's,
heel
That's
shit.
what worries me. It's just an excuse to get the Bucks, and that's for me would be over. Like it's Sting's last match. You want to be watching Sting, but I just, I don't like the Bucks. So
Yeah.
Swerve and Hangman 3. Winner gets a shot at Samoa Joe at Revolution.
9. I'm at a 9. I really like Swerve. I think Hangman's good. I don't. I like Swerve more than I like Hangman right now, to be honest.
Same.
I've always said that.
Yeah. And I'm not sure who was winning this, to be honest. I don't know. I don't think I could predict it. I can tell you who I want to win.
Swerve.
I want Swerve to win it. Yeah.
Does it
But
effectively
it could
kill
be-
Hangman that Hangman's 0-3 against the guy that broke in his house and cut a promo on his baby?
And that's the
And
thing.
is getting cheered for?
You would think that Hangman would win this, right?
Why?
But
why?
what if we don't have a definitive winner at all, and that sets up a 3-way? Because you can't have Swerve versus Joe, the two heels.
They love, and Tony loves triple threat and 4-way match.
Why?
What a way to
Five.
solidify the rankings by having a triple threat match
Yeah.
at Revolution. Right now, live.
Five.
I'm at a
Okay,
7
10.
or a 6 for Swerve, and 1 for Nana.
I like Swerve. I've always liked Swerve. When I went to Wrestle Circus in Austin and he became the champ, like,
Mhm.
and that was the first time I saw him. And then he went to Lucha Underground and then NXT and like, I mean,
The issue with AEW, their biggest asset is their biggest detriment, and that is being that whoever's AEW champion is normally holding it for 9 months to a year.
Mm.
Joe just won this. There's no way Joe's dropping the belt to either one of them two.
Mm.
I'm going to love the match. I love the fact that Joe's champ. I'm going to love the fact that Joe is still champ, but neither one of them in this triple threat are going to beat him if it winds up going triple threat. And if it's one-on-one, you would think Hangman finally gives Swerve his comeuppance, and in doing so gets a title shot. So you have an established babyface versus an established heel. But is that main event worthy for Revolution? Or does it matter because the main event is Sting's retirement? And does it matter with Sting's retirement if he's going to lose to the heels and send the fans unhappy?
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
I'm still going to watch it. Find a way to see
You know what? You make a good point about the fact that AEW World Title reigns are a little bit longer. But as far as we know, this Samoa Joe title reign was never planned. Samoa Joe got the belt because of what all happened with Punk and the main event scene and all
hurt.
that, and Cole being hurt. So could he be, quote unquote, a transitional champ?
Oh, I would severely cut back on AEW programming if that turns out to be the case with Samoa fucking Joe.
Okay.
can his contract be up so he can go back to TNA? Run that Dude, him versus
Give me Joe and Ospreay on the way out, please.
Joe and sorry, or Nick Nemeth. Sorry, I got
That would be good.
Joe versus Moose.
Yeah.
Anything else before we go? You got anything on the pipeline? Are you going back to early Texas?
Yes. The weekend before Valentine's.
Okay.
So 2 weeks.
The Saturday. Yeah, the Saturday before Valentine's, going back to early Texas for Surefire Wrestling.
So next weekend.
Is that next weekend already?
Yeah.
Okay. Not this weekend, but the following, right?
Yeah.
Announcing.
Commentary.
Hell yeah.
Commentary. Yes. So the one that we did in January, that the episode should be out on YouTube soon.
Okay.
Either this week or next week, I think. I'll let y'all know.
I'll watch it.
Jacob Fatu in New Japan. Keith Lee and DDT. Okay, thanks, Hector.
Our next show will be to either preview Elimination Chamber or Revolution. I need to go look in the calendar.
Revolution.
Wouldn't it be both? When the next episode be both?
Revolution is on the March 3rd, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Chambers in the middle.
Middle of March, isn't it?
No.
No.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Either way, you're previewing or
Yeah.
Something.
previewing
Some.
One or both.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Or don't. It's your job.